Hey everyone, and welcome back to Learn Real Life English. I'm Mike.
And I'm Jane. Thanks so much for tuning in today, whether you're listening on your commute, at the gym, or just relaxing at home.
Today we're tackling a topic that affects absolutely everyone, money. Specifically, we're going to talk about habits that save money and some practical budgeting tips.
And this is perfect for English learners because we use so much vocabulary related to money in everyday conversation. You'll hear phrases like cutting costs, living paycheck to paycheck, and building a nest egg.
Exactly. So stick around, take some notes if you'd like, and let's dive right in.
Okay, Mike, let's start with the basics. Why do you think so many people struggle with saving money?
That's a great question, Jane. I think a lot of it comes down to habits. We're creatures of habit, right? If you're used to grabbing a coffee every morning or ordering takeout 3 times a week, those small expenses really add up.
Oh, absolutely. There's actually a term for that, the latte factor. It refers to those small daily purchases that seem insignificant but can amount to thousands of dollars over a year.
Right. Let's do some quick math here. If you buy a $5 coffee every weekday, that's $25 a week, which is about $100 a month and roughly $1,200 a year.
Wow, when you put it that way, it really puts things in perspective. And I'm not saying you should never treat yourself. That would be miserable.
Exactly. It's all about balance and being mindful of where your money goes.
So let's get into our first major tip. Mike, what would you say is the foundation of saving money?
Without a doubt, it's tracking your expenses. You can't fix what you don't measure, as they say. A lot of people have no idea where their money actually goes each month.
That's so true. I remember when I first started tracking my spending, I was shocked to see how much I was spending on subscription services I barely used.
Oh, subscriptions are sneaky. Streaming services, gym memberships, apps, they quietly drain your bank account every month.
So here's a practical tip for our listeners. Take some time this week to go through your bank statements. Look at the last 3 months and categorize your spending. You might find some surprises.
And there are plenty of free apps that can help you do this automatically. They connect to your bank account and sort your spending into categories like food, entertainment, transportation, and so on.
Great point. Now, once you know where your money is going, what's the next step?
The next step is creating a budget. Now, I know the word budget sounds restrictive and boring to some people.
Like a diet for your wallet.
Exactly. But really, a budget is just a plan. It's you telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went.
I love that phrase. So, what's a simple budgeting method that beginners can try?
Well, one popular method is the 50-30-20 rule. Have you heard of this, Jane?
I have. It's pretty straightforward, right?
Very simple. You divide your after-tax income into 3 categories. 50% goes to needs. That's rent, utilities, groceries, transportation, and minimum debt payments.
30% goes to wants, things like dining out, entertainment, hobbies, and shopping.
And the remaining 20% goes to savings and extra debt payments.
Now, I should mention that these percentages might not work for everyone, especially if you live in an expensive city where rent takes up more than 50% of your income.
That's a valid point. The key is to use it as a starting framework and adjust based on your situation. The important thing is that you're being intentional with your money.
All right, let's talk about some specific habits that can help people save money. Mike, what's your #1 tip?
I'd say it's the habit of waiting before you buy. I call it the cooling off period.
Oh, I like that. Tell us more.
So whenever you want to buy something that's not essential, especially bigger purchases, wait at least 24 to 48 hours before buying it. For really big purchases, wait a week or even a month.
And what's the thinking behind this?
Well, a lot of our purchases are driven by impulse or emotion. Maybe you had a bad day and retail therapy sounds appealing. Or you see something on sale and feel like you have to buy it right now or you'll miss out.
Fear of missing out, FOMO.
Exactly. But if you wait, that initial excitement often fades. You might realize you don't actually need or even want the item that badly.
That's why I've done this myself, and I'd say about 70% of the time I don't end up buying the thing I thought I desperately needed.
That's a lot of money saved right there.
Here's another habit I swear by: meal planning and cooking at home.
Oh, this is a big one. Food is one of the largest variable expenses for most people.
Right, and eating out or ordering delivery is so much more expensive than cooking at home. I mean, a meal at a restaurant might cost $15 to $30, but you can make a similar meal at home for a fraction of that.
Plus, when you cook at home, you generally eat healthier too. So you're saving money and taking care of your body.
Win-win. Now, I know some people say they don't have time to cook, and I get it, life is busy, but meal prepping on the weekends can be a game changer.
Can you explain what meal prepping means for our listeners who might not be familiar?
Of course, meal prepping is when you prepare your meals in advance, usually for the whole week. You might cook a big batch of rice, roast some vegetables, grill some chicken, and portion everything into containers.
So during the week, you just grab a container and heat it up. It's almost as convenient as ordering takeout, but way cheaper.
Exactly. And it also prevents that "I'm too tired to cook, let's just order pizza" situation.
Which happens to the best of us. Another money-saving habit is what I call shopping with intention.
What do you mean by that?
Well, before you go shopping, whether it's for groceries, clothes, or anything else, make a list and stick to it. Don't just wander around the store browsing.
Oh, I'm so guilty of going to the store for milk and coming out with $50 worth of random stuff.
Aren't we all? Stores are designed to tempt you. The layout, the sales, the product placement, it's all meant to get you to spend more.
That's why the milk is always at the back of the store.
Exactly. They want you to walk past everything else first. So having a list and sticking to it helps you resist those temptations.
And here's a bonus tip: never shop when you're hungry. That's when you end up buying way more food than you need.
So true. A hungry shopper is a store's best customer.
Let's talk about another powerful habit: automating your savings.
This is huge. It's based on the principle of paying yourself first.
Can you explain that concept?
Sure. Most people pay all their bills first, spend money throughout the month, and then save whatever is left over at the end. The problem is, there's often nothing left over.
Because we tend to spend what we have.
Exactly. So the idea of paying yourself first is to treat savings like a non-negotiable bill. The moment your paycheck hits your account, a portion automatically goes into your savings.
And when you automate it, you don't even have to think about it. The money moves before you have a chance to spend it.
Out of sight, out of mind. And the beautiful thing is, you adjust to living on what's left. After a few months, you don't even miss that money.
This is how a lot of people build their emergency funds.
Which brings us to another important topic. Everyone should have an emergency fund.
Absolutely. Life is unpredictable. Your car might break down, you might have a medical emergency, or you could lose your job unexpectedly.
Having 3 to 6 months' worth of expenses saved up gives you a financial cushion. It means you won't have to go into debt when something unexpected happens.
Here's a habit that's become increasingly important: being mindful of subscriptions.
We touched on this earlier, but it's worth going deeper. The average person has way more subscriptions than they realize.
Streaming services, music apps, cloud storage, meal kit deliveries, fitness apps, news sites, software subscriptions.
Right, and each one might only be $10 to $15 a month, so it doesn't seem like a big deal. But add them all up, and you could be spending $100, $200, or even $300 a month.
So here's the habit. Every few months, review your subscriptions and ask yourself, am I actually using this? Could I live without it?
And be honest with yourself. If you haven't opened that language learning app in 3 months, maybe it's time to cancel.
Also, look for overlap. Do you really need 4 different streaming services? Maybe you can rotate. Subscribe to one for a few months, cancel, then subscribe to another.
That's clever. Binge everything you want to watch on one service, then move on to the next. Let's talk about the habit of comparison shopping.
Oh yes, especially for bigger purchases. Never just buy from the first place you look.
Exactly. Thanks to the internet, it's incredibly easy to compare prices. A quick search can show you the same product at different retailers with different prices.
And don't forget to look for coupon codes before checking out online. There are browser extensions that automatically find and apply discount codes for you.
Also, consider buying used or refurbished for certain items. Electronics, furniture, cars, you can save a lot of money buying something that's gently used instead of brand new.
Especially for things that lose value quickly, like cars. A car that's 1 or 2 years old is significantly cheaper than a brand new one, but it works just as well.
And buying used is also better for the environment. It's more sustainable because you're not contributing to the demand for new products.
Saving money and saving the planet. I love it. Here's a habit that requires some discipline, using cash or a debit card instead of credit cards.
Interesting. Tell us why.
Well, studies have shown that people tend to spend more when they use credit cards compared to cash. It's psychological. When you swipe a card, it doesn't feel as real as handing over physical money.
That makes sense. When you pay with cash, you literally see your money leaving your wallet. There's a tangible sense of loss.
Exactly. So some people use what's called the envelope system. You divide your cash into different envelopes for different categories: groceries, entertainment, transportation. When an envelope is empty, that's it for the month.
Now, I should mention that credit cards aren't inherently bad. If you pay off your balance in full every month, you can actually benefit from rewards and cash back.
That's true. It's all about self-control. If you tend to overspend with credit cards or carry a balance, it might be better to switch to cash or debit.
And carrying a balance on credit cards is one of the most expensive habits you can have, with interest rates often above 20%. Another money-saving habit is taking care of what you own.
Oh, this is underrated advice.
Right? Maintaining your possessions helps them last longer, which means you don't have to replace them as often.
Regular car maintenance, for example, oil changes, tire rotations, keeping up with small repairs before they become big problems.
Same with clothes. Learning basic sewing can help you fix small tears instead of throwing things away. Washing clothes properly so they don't wear out as quickly.
Or even just taking care of your shoes, cleaning them, storing them properly. A good pair of shoes can last years if you treat them well.
It's about shifting from a disposable mindset to a maintenance mindset. Buy quality when you can and make it last.
Let's talk about one more habit before we wrap up: setting financial goals.
This is so important for motivation. Saving money just for the sake of saving can feel meaningless after a while.
But when you have a specific goal, saving for a vacation, a down payment on a house, retirement, suddenly you have something to work toward.
Your goals give your money a purpose, and that makes it easier to resist impulse purchases because you'd rather put that money towards something meaningful.
I recommend having both short-term and long-term goals. Maybe a short-term goal is saving for a new laptop in 6 months. A long-term goal might be retiring by a certain age.
And write your goals down. Put them somewhere you'll see them regularly. Some people even put a picture of their goal on their credit card or wallet as a reminder.
That's a great idea. Visual reminders can be really powerful.
All right, let's do a quick recap of the habits we covered today.
Sure. Number 1, track your expenses so you know where your money goes.
Number 2, create a budget using a method like the 50-30-20 rule.
Number 3, practice the cooling off period before making purchases.
Number 4, plan your meals and cook at home more often.
Number 5, shop with intention and stick to a list.
Number 6, automate your savings and pay yourself first.
Number 7, build an emergency fund.
Number 8, regularly review and cancel unused subscriptions.
Number 9, comparison shop and look for deals.
Number 10, consider using cash to control spending.
Number 11, take care of your possessions so they last longer.
And number 12, set clear financial goals to stay motivated.
Wow, that was a lot of great information.
It was. And remember, you don't have to implement all of these habits at once. That would be overwhelming.
Pick 1 or 2 that resonate with you and start there. Once those become second nature, add another one.
Small changes over time lead to big results. That's the power of habits.
And don't beat yourself up if you slip up occasionally. We're all human. The important thing is to get back on track and keep going.
Exactly. Financial wellness is a journey, not a destination.
All right, everyone, that's all we have for today's episode.
We hope you found these tips helpful. Let us know in the comments which habits you already practice and which ones you're going to try.
And if you learned some new English vocabulary today, write it down and try to use it in a sentence. Practice makes perfect.
Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode.
Thanks for spending your time with us today. We really appreciate it.
Until next time, take care of yourselves and take care of your money.
Bye, everyone.
See you in the next episode.